Hi, I'm back. Say hi, Shimi. Say hi, Shimi. We're back. We're getting ready to do the next layer of this mixed media project. So come on and say hi when you come on. I'll wait a second. There's Miss Shelley. Hi, Miss Shelley. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Christina. Oh, that's my dog. He sounds vicious, but he is vicious, actually. Hi, Bobby. Hi, guys. Thanks for coming back. Gabby. Hi, Gabby in California. So I already did a video earlier today. Oh, I should say my name just in case someone new comes on. I'm Kara with Kara's Color Me Vintage. Paint. That's what I do. I paint. I paint furniture, I paint walls, I paint everything. I'm a DIY retailer. Let's make that fast. Anyways, so I wanted to do a mixed media project. So what that means is I wanted to use different kinds of media. So I'm using a paint, a stencil, and I'm doing some decoupaging. And I came on a couple weeks ago, or maybe last week. Yeah, last week, and I did some decoupaging and I showed my new favorite way to decoupage. I will never decoupage again wet. Oh, and I popped up live now. Awesome. So I will never decoupage wet again because this iron-on, look at my dog, wants to play. Here, Shimi. Sorry. There you go, get it. This way, it's just so much easier. There is no reason to mess with the ironing and the bubbles and the creases and all of this. So what I did earlier was I took a stencil, and this is a French letters, love letter stencil that I got from Cutting Edge Stencils. I have two of these. This one's more looks like loose handwriting. The other one's more, I don't know, perfect looking, I guess. It has hearts on it, but it says, they say very similar things. I think, I don't speak French, so I don't know if it's similar or not. I had to have some extra coffee because it's so cold today. So before I get started, I'll show you the paper, but I want to tell you a few things. If you're local here to Texas, tonight is Ladies' Night at the Southern Chapel Vintage Market. I know whoa, I gotta turn my fan off. Hold on, guys, I'll turn the fan off. I know most of you aren't local, but I probably will pop on tonight to share what's going on at the market. Normally I come on every Monday night and do Monday Night Lives. Hi, Royce. And do Monday Night Lives. I'm sharing your iron-on decoupage. But today I'm not because I've got the Southern Chapel Vintage Market. So that's that. Let's see. The other thing is I'm going to be adding another class to my schedule, and it's going to be, well, I think I'm going to call it Painting from the Soul. But what I'm going to do is, some of you know, I used to be a yoga instructor, and I'm just going to combine some of my loves and really talk about stretching your creativity through reaching inside yourself and grabbing taking that ability to let go, and how painting, hi honey, how painting and creativity can be part of, oh good. These papers I'm using are not from Royce, but her method, but her papers are amazing, and I have some of her papers and I've used them several times and shown on here, but this one is just a different one. Anyways, yeah, so that's going to be my class, and it's going to be probably a 3-part class, and we're going to be creating something really amazing. Okay, so anyways, so let's get to it, right? So I've got this lovely stencil here, and I put that on, and then I put 2 coats of DIY Big Top coat. Okay, hi Wilma, hi Catherine. The tissue paper that I have is paper that I ordered in bulk because I needed to get this print, which is what I has some lavender in it and some like cream and olive in it, and that's the one I wanted, and the only way I could find it was by ordering it in bulk. So the lucky news is I have it available on my website because I did not need 250 sheets of it. So anyways, so I'm gonna get my iron heated up. So while you do the iron-on method, and again, I learned this from Royce Hunt, is with 2 coats of sealer. It depends. If the sealer's a thick sealer, I found that I only needed 1 coat. But if it's a thin sealer, like a real wet, like a poly or something like that, you want 2 coats. And yes, this is a stencil. This is from Cutting Edge Stencils. Okay? It's not IOD. This is just a stencil. It's from Cutting Edge. Anyway, so you're gonna put 1 or 2 coats of poly on, let it dry all the way, okay? And if it doesn't dry all the way, it's really no big deal. What I found was if it doesn't dry all the way when you iron, it wrinkles up a little bit, but then when it cools down, it flattens. It's lovely. So we're just gonna wait for that to heat up. And you guys can ask me any questions. I'll try to turn around. And I'm just gonna try, no Seamus, you cannot have my tissue paper. He likes to, he loves tissue paper. Look at, I have to get it out of the way. He's gonna take it and he's gonna tear it. He loves doing that. Okay, so I'm just going to see where I want this. I'm gonna put my iron on high and I have a piece of newspaper, okay? What does it say? It's French love letters. And it says probably things like, I love you. And tu eres un laser, vous. I have French music playing. I love French stuff, but I don't know. I don't speak it, but I love it. It's just so romantic. So I'm just gonna try and figure out where I want this. And it's only going to go on where you see the white. So I painted white because this kind of has a white background and I wanted it to kind of blend in together. But you're gonna be able to see real quickly that, I wish I had somebody here to hold this, that the stenciling is gonna show through. Once I get some on with the iron, it'll stick and I won't need a holder. My husband just got home, but he's probably getting his cozy clothes on. Okay, here I go. So it's this simple. So just by ironing it, it's going to reactivate that top coat that I have under there. And stick. Okay, see? Oops. Oh, I just made a big mess up. Okay, well, we'll cover that like that. Oh, it's not gonna show. See, it's stuck right there. It's stuck on. It's kind of hard to do it with on this vertical, but these drawers did not come out of this. I tried to get them out and they did not want to come out. Hi, Brenda. Does anybody speak French? We can figure out what it says if somebody speaks French. Okay, so that's on. It's only gonna stick where I put the big top. So, which is a poly. Those are the only places where it's gonna stick. And then I'm just gonna go over each little section again. Then I'm gonna grab my sanding block. It's so easy, you guys. This is amazing. Royce really killed it with this whole idea. Royce, you killed it with this idea, girl. You killed it. I just only wish that I could get your papers wholesale so I could sell them in my booth. Okay, so, well, I guess we're just gonna go down to here, but I'm gonna cut this first because I don't want it to, I'm gonna cut it right here. Hold on, guys. I gotta get something real quick. There we go. That's what I want. I didn't even realize that I was ironing it onto the second drawer, but I'm sure it's gonna be fine. So, I will do that. Because I'm going to sand the edges to get it off where I want it to come off. So let's see what happens here. Let's do this drawer. Yeah, it'll work with anything that has poly in it, right? It'll work. Big Top has poly in it too. And I'm just going to go over this real quick and go kind of hard on the edges, and that helps me cut it off. I found that out last time I did it. Like if I go like right around the edges, oops, get the cord out of the way. Right around the edges, that helps me sand it off. Kind of burns it like just a little bit. And yes, I tried a craft iron. I wish I had a craft iron, but it broke on my very first use. So I found that this was working fine, my regular iron. Okay. So see, my poly was a little bit wet here still, so it's wrinkled, but it's gonna flatten out when it dries. What did you put on the drawer for ironing? So I put 2 coats of DIY Big Top, which is a really nice polyacrylic. You can use the liquid patina by DIY, and then there's several products that you can use. Just has to have a poly in it, something to stick. You see the words coming through? That's exactly what I wanted. I wanted it just to be really soft coming through. Can you guys see that? Okay. So I'm going to take my sanding block. Oh my gosh, this sweater makes me look huge. Oh, what are all the hearts for? Thank you. And then I'm going to find the edges, and I'm just going to sand the edges. And that should cut the paper off. And if I have any paper lifting, like right there, then I can go right back over that with my poly and a little paintbrush. It's no worries. I'm going to seal it anyways. I'm going to get a piece of sandpaper that I can just put on my hand. No, I'll just take some of this off. This is a fine grit sandpaper. What's the name of the stencil? I think it's French love letters. If you go on cutting edge stencils and you just search French, it'll come up. French script or French love letters, I'm not quite sure. I've had it for a long time. I've used it on a lot of projects. Okay, so that's just gonna pop right off where I sanded it. It's okay. Remember, if it lifts up, it's okay. Just go over it with a paintbrush and your poly. Look how cute. Look how pretty that is. And over here, we're gonna start seeing the stencil popping through. Oh, it's pretty. There we go. Here we go. Look at that. Okay, and then that just kind of rips right there, so I'll just sand it off. Look it! Can you guys see here? See the French, see the, see it coming through? How pretty is that? See, and that kind of lifted up, but I can just put it right back down. The iron is set on high, and I have not had a problem with it, like burning. I can even like go straight onto the paper to just kind of make sure it's on there nice and good, as long as I go over it fast. And I think a big important thing is that this is fine paper and not real rough paper, because rough paper will rip it. There we go. Look at how pretty that is, you guys. Oh, I'm super excited about this, and I can't wait to get the knobs on. Isn't it beautiful? Okay, let's see. I'm excited to get this one on. This one's a little bit easier for me to get to with my fingers, I have to admit. Is that beautiful? Oh my goodness, I'm super excited about this. I'm super excited about this. Look at that. Gorgeous, right? Gorgeous. Oops. Now, I just ripped it because it's fragile, but that's okay because I'm just gonna go like that with some poly, and it's not gonna be a big deal. This is a nice distressed look, so it's okay. Isn't that pretty, you guys? Can you see the writing coming through? Oh my gosh, it's so easy. It's so easy. And there I ripped it again, but again, I'm not gonna worry about it. The distressed look. You didn't mean Monica, I was wondering what you thought was funny. That is funny. I was like, what does Monica think is so funny? Look at how pretty, you guys. Is that so pretty? Okay, now I just have to do the bottom one, and let's see if this is gonna fit. It is, so I will just do that on there. Let's do it, let's do it. Let's see, that's sticking up a little bit, but I know, there you go. Thank you, Melissa. I kind of like it myself, I have to admit. This is the hardest part. This is awkward for me because I only have two hands. There we go. once I get it on, once it's glued on there, it's no big deal. Okay. Let's get up there, girl. Get up there. There we go. Hopefully my iron will reach. If I go upside down, it will. There we go. Do irons turn off when they go upside down? You would think they would, but it's not. It's dripping water out of it though. Hi, Amy. I love this paper. I've always loved this stencil. I've used it several times. And so this is just turning into the perfect project for me here. Let me get a little bit over there. It's a little bit awkward because I'm a little bit far away. And then, like I said before, I just kind of rub it along the edge, like straight iron to paper, and that helps me cut in the edge. Make sure it's on. It's on. It is on. It's not going anywhere. So here's another thing that I learned, and Royce taught us this, is that you want to finish it with top coat, right, afterwards. And you're gonna, I don't know how wax works. I'm gonna try wax. Thank you, Gail. I'm gonna try wax probably this time. But if you put top coat on it to finish it, like a poly, it's gonna crinkle up. It gets all crinkly. Okay, so this is a stencil, yes. So the stencil is showing through the tissue paper. Okay, and that was the plan. That is by design. The tissue paper is very translucent. So anyways, yes, when you put your top coat on, it's gonna get all wrinkly and crinkly. And what happens is when it dries, it flattens out again. I don't know how, I don't know why, but it flattens out to like perfection. Look at that. It's just coming right off when I do that. It's great. See? You just want to make sure that when you do this, you're doing it with fine sandpaper, not a high grit. This is 330 grit. So fun. It's so easy, you guys. Isn't this the coolest thing? Thank you for answering me. Wouldn't have thought to do that. Looks amazing. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. If you guys can share this video, that would be great. I'm getting close to a goal, and And honestly, Facebook is because I have booth spaces, I don't have a store. And so Facebook is what's really driving my business. And I know that because the more I do and the more people help me by sharing my stuff, the better my business is going. So it's really starting to show. So I appreciate any shares that you give me. And if you want to get notifications that I'm going to come live and do something like this, because I share every Monday, I share some sort of new technique or project every single Monday, usually Monday nights. But today I have plans Monday night. And then I do throughout the week sometimes. Just put on my Facebook page, on Kara's Color Me Vintage, hit that little button that says see what Kara's doing in Messenger, and then you'll get notifications from me. And I only do it, I don't like go crazy. The stencil I used has a sheet, I think 12 by 12, but she just used it randomly. No, the stencil I did not use randomly. This is the stencil, if that's what you're talking about. And I did it over the whole thing. So you can slightly see it even under here. I know you guys can't see it, but I'll bring it in closer. But you can see it, especially where the white, but even under the flowers, you can slightly see it. So I did it here, 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 like I placed it like this. And I did it over the whole thing. And that's from Cutting Edge Stencils, which is one of the 2 places that I get my stencils. So I'll bring it close so you guys can see. See that? What's the size of the stencil? I don't know. Let's see, does it say on here? Okay, here it says French Poem. Somebody asked. Okay, it's French Poem all over craft stencil from Cutting Edge Stencils, cuttingedgestencils.com. So you can see it's not quite 24 inches. Hi, Nellie. No, not 12 by 12. It's definitely a rectangle, Gail. It's probably like 20 by 14, maybe, something like that. But you'll see it when you go on there. It's called the French Poem All Over Craft Stencil. So that's it. So thank you guys. Oh, Christina, thank you for that compliment. So yes, please share, and in another week or so, I'm going to have another class up on my website, and it's going to be, I'm just working on it and working on exactly what I'm going to do, but I think it's going to be a 3-part class. And it's going to be about working intrinsically, meaning doing art that's coming from here. Okay, hello from Denmark. I love it. Helly, thank you for coming. I think you might be the farthest away. Well, is Australia farther or Denmark from me? I don't know. I'm in Texas. But thanks for coming. Where do you get this tissue paper? This particular tissue paper is on my website, on karascolormevintage.com. I had to buy it wholesale because I wanted it, and I could only find this one wholesale. So it's on there. It's $5 for 5 sheets, and I would be happy to ship you some. Thank you guys. Thanks for all the hearts. I love it. Have a great freezing cold evening. Love you all. Appreciate you all. Bye, guys. Thank you, Christina. Thank you, Alma.